Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we interview interesting people doing interesting things, where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started. And today we have another pirate in the room. Dr. Kelly's with us today. Good morning, Dr. Kelly. How are you?
I am fantastic. Good morning to you, Russ. Appreciate the opportunity to join you today.
Well, you know, it's a great thing that we can do when we can actually share a little bit of positive information, share a little bit of inspirational content and, talk about how things change in the world. You started out as a chiropractor and then developed your business into helping other business owners with their mindset, their some of the processes that they're going through, customer service. And so I have to ask you, how did you evolve into becoming a chiropractor in the first place? Way back when? What was the trigger? What was the motivation there?
That's a great question. I played baseball in high school like a lot of young men do here in the United States. And I was a pitcher. And my sophomore year, I had made the team and made the JV team. But anyways, I was pitching. And about halfway through the season, I couldn't throw a ball more than about 10 times without my arm feeling like it was going to fall off. Oh, wow. And, obviously complained to my coaches and told them, they said, I just worked through it. You're just, it's just muscle fatigue, that type of thing anyways. But it never did get better. And so went the medical route and really couldn't figure anything out that was structurally wrong. My mom had been a chiropractic patient for many years. She said, let's go to the chiropractor, see what we can figure out. And lo and behold, checked out my neck. I had some nerve compression in my neck and cleared it up. And I've never had a problem since. So that really piqued my interest. And we also had a family friend that was a chiropractor that obviously spoke very highly of the profession. And so between those two things really steered me in that direction and took that course for my life.
Oh, that's fantastic. This is the fascinating thing about the show is that we get to discover how people evolved into what they're doing. You spent a number of years in the chiropractic industry and, the medicine and the practice and growing that business. And then you pivoted, you decided, I need to do something else. So what was the trigger at that point in time?
Well, to make a long story short, I had the opportunity to actually buy out two different chiropractors that were retiring. Unfortunately for them, they were in their 60s. They really had nothing left in their businesses for me to buy. So it was good for me from a standpoint, I was buying things pennies on the dollar. But I made a mental note that I wasn't going to allow my practice to get to that point where I had nothing left and then sell out on pennies on the dollar. If I was going to retire, if I was going to sell out, I was going to do it at my pinnacle. And so in 2017, I just felt led to say, you know what, it's time to pivot. It's time to change. And so fortunately, I was doing tremendous business. And some people thought, good grief, you're crazy. You're at your pinnacle. What are you doing? Exactly. What are you doing? But I talked to my wife and we discussed it, and she was very supportive, and I wouldn't have gone against her. And she was like, yeah, I think it's good. And so put it on the market and was able to sell out. The basis of my practices, though, and I was able to build two very successful clinics, was customer service.
Yeah.
So I saw the impact on my businesses to help me grow. I've also been coached for years and had consultants from a business standpoint, from a personal standpoint. So I saw the impact on my business and myself through coaching. So when I retired, that's why I chose to, hey, let's focus on helping other businesses improve their customer service through coaching, because I've seen the impact and on how that's helped me through the years.
The cause and effect is tremendous when you can actually see it go live, right? It's exactly. Like, okay, I see the results of this activity here, and great customer service. I have to tell you, great customer service is always noticed. People recognize it's like, wow, I love the extra touch here, and I love the opportunity to do something. And hopefully you found a good experience coming onto the Pirate Broadcast and Tracy.
Oh, absolutely. And you guys are top notch.
It was easy access and available to come on and on board. And that's the kind of thing that I really know that a lot of business owners can use some assistance and guidance with. Because when you're in the business, there are times where you don't see all of those elements about it. So what are some things that business owners need to pay attention to, or is there a recurring item that continues to come up on a regular basis?
Yeah, and you just kind of touched on it there. Most business owners believe they already provide great customer service.
Yeah.
And this is just statistically shown. This isn't me just spewing some kind of information. This is backed by statistics. Generally, about 80% of businesses feel like we provide superior customer service. In reality, it's really the only top 20% really are above average to superior customer service. So that's one of the things that business owners have to realize. Most businesses have pieces of good customer service. So they do a little bit of this and a little bit of this, but they they kind of put on the blinders because they have this and this, and they don't see where they have the holes and where they're really missing the boat in a lot of areas. And when you're missing the boat in areas as far as customer service is concerned, you're losing customers, patients, clients, whatever word you want to put there. And when you do that, obviously you're losing the chance to be more profitable. So really, I work hard at helping businesses understand that, yeah, you've got some holes and you can't go wrong by improving your customer service. Yeah. All it's going to do is enhance your business, every area of your business. So this isn't just a bulletin board item. This is not a 2-week, hey, we should start doing better customer service, but they'll actually take on the responsibility, lay it as a foundation. It has a tremendous impact on the business, from a profitability standpoint, but also if you look at it, how you're treating your customers, how that ripples out, really it affects the world going out from your business in a dramatic fashion as well.
It's amazing how much difference it can make. And, they call it blind spots for a reason, right?
Exactly.
You can't see what you need to see. The idea that we have this process that we can improve on should be exciting to a lot of business owners. And I have to imagine that anything a business owner can do to improve the efficiency or improve their customer service or differentiate themselves between them and the next person that's doing a similar service, I have to imagine that they're excited about this. And a lot of business owners may be hesitant to say, oh, if it sounds too good to be true, it possibly can be too good to be true. So how do you navigate through that conversation?
I like to use some statistics. Can't speak this morning. Some statistics. One of them being, and my favorite is what I call the 5% bump. And this comes from a study from Harvard Business School. And what they found out is if a business will just improve the retention rate. So if they'll keep more customers in their business, but if they'll improve their retention rate by just a measly 5%, just increase it by 5%, it can lead to a increase in profits by 25 to 90%.
Wow.
So
it's pretty substantial.
It is. And again, this isn't, you can look this up. Harvard Business School, they did this study. And that's what I a lot of times lead in with. Businesses, the purpose of a business is to get customers, to keep customers, and then to make a profit. Businesses get stuck on getting customers and being real good at that and marketing and selling, but they lose sight of what it takes to keep those customers in their business, to continue to make a profit and grow profits. And that's where good customer comes into play. Customer service comes into play, is helping to keep the customers in the business. That's my whole goal with my consulting and my coaching, is to help a business serve better, to keep more customers so they can profit more. It's not that difficult. It's not that hard. And if you can just improve that retention rate by, like I said, a measly 5%, and most of the time it's way more than that, but a measly 5%, it can lead to tremendous growth and profits for that business.
That's fantastic. Hey, I want to give a shout out to a few people in the Few Pirate community. So Lori J. Scott, Queen of Green, she and her, I think it's her brother, are building organic fuel algae supplement for plants and some organic food for your plants and vegetables and things like that. Interesting business. Michael
Absolutely.
Baker out of Florida. Good morning, pirate community. Michael's here. He's just an awesome individual that is so supportive. Nancy is up early today. She's in California. She's a speech therapist and doing some great work over there. An awesome, amazing individual. Darlene, morning everyone from YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. Michael Baker says, what we are unaware of are in denial of. And a lot of times we are in denial of this idea that, hey, I'm doing a great job. So even the people that are doing a great job still have probably a few things that they can improve on.
That we can always get better.
Yeah.
Every aspect of our lives, we can always get better.
We were talking before the show about learning, improving, and I really find a lot of joy in learning a skill. I love to create something every day. I love to learn something every day, and I love to help someone every day. And that's kind of like my routine. And if I could fill those 3 buckets every day, it's a good day. So what are some things that you like to do in terms of, personal growth or habits that you like to focus in on and that keeps your customer service, keeps your ideas and up to date and alive?
You bet. Just like you said, I love learning and pulling from different ideas and topics and seeing how that'll fit into how I can improve my coaching, my processes for my clients. I'm a voracious reader. That's something I do every morning. I read half an hour every day, which equates to, I read, 42 books last year. So, and not to brag, it's just, I've developed that discipline.
Yeah.
I read those books. I take notes. I put those notes away. I go back to reference them just to keep building my knowledge base. One of my coaches and consultants way back in the early 2000s, he had a great saying, and it was, you can either be green and growing or ripe and rotting. And I always strive to continue to be green and growing.
That's
I always consider myself my best self is ahead of me. I just got to keep growing and learning and improving myself.
And that's a great lesson. That's a great lesson for everyone. Become a better person than the person you were yesterday.
Exactly. It's
a simple equation.
It is, but we tend to lose sight of that sometimes, and it has to be deliberate. You have to have a structure. You have to have that mindset that I'm gonna get just a little bit better.
Yeah,
Michael, you get a lot better. Just that 1% better a day, half a percent
every single day. Progress.
Exactly. Cumulatively, it'll surprise you how far and how much you've learned in a few months or a year's time when you're just deliberately trying to get a touch better every day.
Yeah. Michael says awareness is key. Absolutely. Just be aware of what you want to do. Be aware of where you want to go. Let's talk about longer term goals. Sheila, good morning, Sheila. She's here. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Fantastic to have everybody support it. And also Howard Kaufman, he's a business owner that he's been in the customer service business. Having true customer service focused foundation often leads to good things by just asking your customer, what else can I help you with? Golden.
Yes, exactly. So I love that. And that's, just that simple question, it takes the business or the customer from feeling like the business is just strictly transaction motivated to relationship motivated. They're trying to serve you and just not make sales. So having that question, that's a tremendous question to ask your customers.
Yeah, it's really important for us to understand, because I truly believe, like we were talking before the show, is that everybody has a gift. Everybody has a message. Everybody has an opportunity to add value to the world.
Absolutely.
And it's like, how can I add value to your day? Is a simple question I love to ask people. And it doesn't have to be a thing. It doesn't have to be a product. It doesn't have to be, sometimes it's just recognizing that you're there, taking time to listen and pay attention to what you're saying. And, simple things. It doesn't have to be complicated.
Absolutely. And that's my program philosophy. It's the simple things done consistently. That's what makes the difference. It's not, the grand gestures are great, but it's the simple things when you do them consistently that really can have an impact on others' lives.
I have a question. I want to talk a little bit about how you think through a process of mapping out your future. It's February. We're still at the first of the year. 2020 was challenging for a lot of people. It's been very exciting for more other people. I broke my hip. My dad passed away, and I still feel like 2020 was a very exciting year for me in terms of growth and personal achievement and things that I wanted to complete in my life. And 2021 is turning out to be even more amazing. My goal on the Pirate Syndicate is I want to have 100 shows, producing 100 shows a month for other business owners that are like yourself, that are coming together, telling a story, producing some results, building a community, and connecting with their ideal clients and their ideal audience. And to me, sometimes you don't have to have all the answers to know where you want to go. You just have to have a direction and say, I don't have all the skills I need right now, so I'm going to acquire those skills. And usually it's through challenging circumstances, So as business owners learn how to do customer service, there's a few challenges, bumps in the road, false starts, and you think a great idea, this is the best idea in the world. And it's not really the best idea in the world because nobody buys it. So how do you navigate through the future ideas and some of the techniques that you might want to think about when you're sharing things with a business owner or for yourself in your business?
Well, I'm a big goals guy, so I'm always directed by my goals and changing and refining and just keep me, again, green and growing. So I'm always looking at that. And I always having that knowledge of my better self is out there. The best is yet to come. So I always try to keep that in mind for me personally, and then for my business, just always refining and improving. So but I also bring that to my clients and those I'm working with, that to have them get that idea is don't get comfortable where you're at. There, you can always improve. When it goes to challenges, though, and like you mentioned, 2020 was, a difficult year for a lot of people. But what will help you to continue to grow, what'll help you to continue to get better, what'll help you get out of the circumstances is what you choose to focus on. So am I going to focus on all the problems? Am I going to focus on the broken hip, or, unfortunately, and I'm sorry to hear your father passed away, but those were challenges, and I'm sure you grieved and you had problems, but you didn't focus on those and let that determine how your year was. Those weren't, COVID and this happened and it was just a cruddy year. So you still had a phenomenal year because you chose to focus on improving, helping others, and doing those type of things. So again, you can either focus on the problems, or you could recognize the problems and focus on solutions and things that are going to move you forward to your better self. That is really the key.
One thing I always like to think about is every obstacle can be seen as an opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really about that. And when we think about mindset, because we were talking a little bit before the show on the mindset and this is what we're talking about here. So everybody in watching this, anybody, you watching this is something that we can grab a hold of. If you have suggestions or recommendations that you like to implement in your life, share them in the comments, because it's really important for us to kind of share this idea that it doesn't have to be doom and gloom. It can be, I can grow from this, green and grow, and make sure that we expand our ideas and our opportunities. And you're just one conversation away from having something that you're looking to accomplish. It's just a conversation, a community, and building and collaborating and sharing value in the world makes a huge difference. We're up on 350 episodes with the Pirate Broadcast, and I don't sell anything on the Pirate Broadcast. However, it's a lot of conversations have developed from this, and it develops business. And so that kind of attitude is really universal in all businesses. So how does that translate into customer service, that idea, that concept, that mindset?
Well, for me, the basis of customer service is having a positive mindset. And it's hard to serve somebody when you have a negative mindset.
Yeah.
Because negativity, you tend to, again, you're focusing on problems, which is basically internal. Woe is me. Why did this happen to me? Why is this, why do I have these problems? Oh, I'm just a failure. Just all those negative recycling memories or recycling thoughts just continue to cycle through your mind. So for me, the goal number one when I'm working with a client is to help them develop a better positive mindset.
Yeah.
And having a positive mindset doesn't make everything in the world, roses and unicorns. It just doesn't happen that way. But it helps you look at things differently, look at solutions. For me personally, one of my favorite thoughts is it's never if I'm going to be successful or if I'm going to achieve a goal, it's when.
Yeah.
And so I just have that mindset, look at things as, not as a stumbling block, but as stepping stones and how I can move forward. So that's what we talk a lot with my clients and help develop that, where they're just forward focused. They're not going to be stopped. They're not going to be denied. Let's stay positive and flood our minds with positive information, affirmations, great podcasts, whatever the case may be, to counteract the negative, so we can keep pushing forward and not get overwhelmed by certain circumstances. So that positive mindset is just the key component for me for life, and then that extrapolates into every area of our lives. So
every single area. I was thinking about this last night. I was thinking about some of the most challenging circumstances. Sometimes you get close and you're thinking everything's going smoothly, and all of a sudden, wham, something out of the blue that you don't even expect comes by and smacks you in the face. And I was thinking that is life teaching you an experience that you need to have, a skill that you need to have in order to accomplish a bigger goal. Because it's not when you're smooth sailing that you learn a lot. It's when you have extenuating circumstances that challenge how you approach things. Like, I've been in circumstances where I was giving away, giving a presentation or doing a speaking opportunity, and all of a sudden my computer decided to take a dump on me. And it's like, okay, how do I figure out what I need to do? I got an iPad. I'll just take it and put it on my iPad and reply with it, whatever. You learn how to navigate through things when you're looking at it from a positive perspective. How can I do this? Rather than, oh, another problem. I just got to give up. And it's like, I'm going to go back to Netflix.
Absolutely.
And
one of my favorite sayings too is there's no such thing as failure. There's only feedback.
Yeah.
So if you can look in those terms that, okay, this didn't work out, or my computer crashed, or, the economy went down, or whatever the case may be, it's not a failure. Let's look at what happened, how I can do things differently, how I can do things better, how I can pivot, whatever the case may be, and move in a different direction, in a more intelligent direction. That goes a long way as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My Mike says, determination, motivation, passion for it, desire to achieve. Little things, little shifts in your mind is just really important for us to understand. Tracy, the producer of this show, good morning, Pirates, testing out the Twitch feed. I don't know whether you recognize this or you're even aware of it, but we're live streaming on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. So we're live.
My mind, so I wouldn't be overwhelmed by the potential here. So I just think I'm having a conversation with you alone, Russ. So
yeah, it's just us and a few other people. But I just want to recognize that expanding your ideas and your goals and your mission, when you plant seeds like this, like your mindset, and you have an opportunity to really share that, other people are impacted, even if they may not be in the feed or they may not show up and they may not make comments or anything like that. This makes an impact. And that goes back to my idea and the philosophy of how can you add value? How can you improve customer service? And you can educate and you can, share that your experiences with other people this way. And it's a very powerful way to move forward in your business. So I appreciate you being here, by the way. And thank you so much for, sharing some of these ideas and concepts in customer service. And so I want to talk about, before we wrap up today, I want to talk a little bit about, you've written a book. Talk a little bit about your book and what we can expect and share and potentially pick up. Because I looked in my audiobooks. I don't read every day. I do go out for a bike ride and listen to audiobooks. And my library, it's like my last year was like 60 audiobooks I've listened to. And it's the same thing. It's like I love to consume this information. Yeah. And so what about your book? Talk about your book and let's share that with the community here.
Two things. Thank you for the opportunity to be on your show, Russ. This is fantastic. And thank you for what you're doing. So what an impact you're making on so many lives. So thank you for that. Secondly, my book has an audible version. So for those of you who like to listen, it just came about last week. So it's all set up so you can buy the audible version.
Perfect timing.
Absolutely. So thank you for that. The book is entitled Define and Deliver Exceptional Customer Service. And it is basically just it's a manual, but it is simple strategies, simple principles, simple rules, simple actions that a business can take almost immediately, implement to improve their customer service, which obviously will improve their business, grow their business, increase profits, make it a better atmosphere all the way around in that business. It's an easy read. It's about 150 pages long. It's not full of fluff. My philosophy in life and coaching and when I was in my chiropractic businesses is just get to the point, simplistic. Let's just get after it. So that's how the book is structured. But again, I just try to keep things simple.
Yeah.
Businesses tend to think that, this is a great idea, but it would be overwhelming. This would be too difficult. It would take too much time, too much effort, too much expense. And I'm here to say it doesn't.
Well, what does it cost if you don't do it?
Exactly. What is your business going to be like in 5 years if you don't move forward with this? If you don't retain more customers, if you don't increase that retention by 5% to increase your profits by 25 to 95%, what is that ultimately going to cost you? But it's the simple things done consistently. That's the key. The simple things, the smiling, the being friendlier, the using your manners, the being more expeditious in your business, just these simple things that most businesses know, they just don't perfect them or they don't improve upon them very often. Do these simple things and it can lead to tremendous results.
Oh, fantastic. Angie's here. Good morning. Just popping in, Pirates. Another amazing individual in the pirate community. I love this topic and I love this conversation. So before we get away, I have to ask, how do you like people to connect with you and outreach and start a conversation with you?
Absolutely. Probably the easiest way is on my website, drkellyhenry.com. So Dr. Kelly Henry, all one word. You can find the book there. You can also find the book on Amazon or anywhere else you would buy books. Just FYI. And I have all the versions, the Audible, like I mentioned, the digital, hard and soft copies. So pick one up. I think you'll enjoy it. But you can get most of my information off my website, my programs, a little more about me. You can hook up and schedule a call with me where we can talk a little more about what I do, where your business at, and if I can help you and help you improve those customer service skills and profit your business. You can also find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram under drkellyhenry.com as well. So, or under Dr. Kelly Henry, not .com.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. I want to, what's your legacy? What's the legacy you're going to leave to the world? What's your goal there?
Just to be known as a person who served. I mean, customer service, the bottom line is serving somebody else and helping somebody else.
I would love to see.
It's my fellow human beings, certainly my family, that I was there and serving them and loving them, whether it's customers, my clients. I just want to be known as somebody that put others first a lot of the time. So I'm not perfect. I don't do it all the time, but so I don't want to give any fallacy here, but
I'm in that club.
But my goal is to serve others and to help them improve and push forward to a more successful life.
Fantastic. Well, Dr. Kelly Henry, thank you so much for being here. And everyone, as you know, we are on multiple platforms. You can actually go to YouTube and subscribe, press the button to get notified for the next show. There's all the things that you can do. russjohns.com. You can go listen to all the episodes. We got hundreds of episodes up there, valuable information just like this that you can actually go consume and learn something new every single day. And I'd love you to come back, share this episode, share this content. Know that there's somebody out there they're searching for this kind of information. Thank you, Doctor, for being here, because
thank you, Russ.
Kindness is cool and smiles are free.
Amen.
So you enjoy the day.
You too. Thank you.
See you next time. Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and share it across your social media channels. I would love the opportunity to help others grow in their business. The Pirate Syndicate is a platform where you show up, we produce the show. It's that easy. If you want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about, join the Pirate Syndicate today.